Well, when all of these teams are coming in, right, they're like being very quiet and kind of cordial to each other. And then Team Australia comes in like they're getting off the airport at Bali or some shit.
I'm going to fuck them up,
And it's such an Australian thing to do.
It is such an Australian thing to do.
I love it as well.
Me too.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Two Asian Blokes podcast, a podcast where we talk about Asian pop culture, films, TV shows, comic books, anime, music, food, video games, whatever we're feeling at the time. Really, my name is Dan with H. With me, as always, my co-host, Harvey. Hey, Harvey.
Coming towards the end of another year. I was going to say a fantastic year, but I don't know if it was fantastic.
It's been fine.
I think it was all right.
I think it was fine.
It's been fine.
Yeah. Actually, some bad shit's been happening between China and Japan. You hear about this, Tavi?
You talking about the Ayumi Hamazaki?
Yeah, that was the most recent one at time of recording, right? Where she performed to an empty audience, or she recorded to an empty audience, because
apparently it was cancelled just last minute. It's just like, nah, you're not doing it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, we're here now, and we're gonna make money anyway, so let's just perform.
Yeah.
And they recorded it for their fans to see. So this movie has been very well received by a lot of her peers, just like professionalism. Show must go on, I guess.
Show must go
on.
on.
Good on her.
No, I saw the one where the One Piece singer got stopped mid-performance. I think that was the one that was circulating around social media a lot. Did you didn't see this?
What happened with this one? I didn't hear about this one, no.
So yeah, Maki Otsuki was performing in Shanghai, and they basically, like, two stagehands came up to her in the middle of a song, stopped her from singing, and she was forced to halt her performance on stage. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of performers just cancel their gigs. Any of their gigs that are in China, Japanese artists.
Well, it's going both ways, right? Like, so China has been canceling gigs as well.
China. Yeah, it's getting pretty bad, man. This whole beef between China and Japan.
Oh, for those that haven't heard what's been happening, basically the Japanese Prime Minister made some comments about Taiwan and China that were not well received by the Chinese government. And since then, there's been tensions between Japan and China, which has led to some Japanese artists' performances being cancelled. And then in turn, Japanese artists are deciding to cancel ahead of time. So basically, the audience is getting screwed by all of this.
I mean, I feel like even before this, it's been bubbling with China making a lot of anti-Japanese movies. Well, yeah, no, it's anti-Japanese. It's definitely like
I saw the trailer when I was in Singapore. I saw the trailer for that. I forgot what the movie's called now, but it was crazy. It was
Dead to Rights.
Dead to Rights. That's it. Yeah, I was so shocked by how graphic and how clearly anti-Japan it was.
Yeah, it's hard because, like, of course, it goes both ways. It is an incident that did happen, a very heinous incident, like as bad as, any other. Well, it's amongst some of the worst World War II atrocities, but it is not really well known. Not as well known as the Holocaust, and it is not even really taught in Japanese schools.
Yeah.
And I guess, sure, China has a right to be pissed off about that.
I mean, I'm not saying this movie shouldn't exist. I was just very surprised at the trailer, that's all.
Yeah. But there's obviously a reason to make two of these kind of films this year. There's this one, and I think they did a movie about Unit 731. And it is about there's this group of Japanese soldiers or battalion, and they basically, do experiments on people and test their limits of pain and how much if they can endure before they die.
Yeah.
And this was something that not a lot of people know. It was originally a film that has Anthony Wong in it, I think. Or it was a Hong Kong film, and it was notoriously really violent. And it has some really gnarly fucking special effects in it. I remember I was watching a YouTube breakdown of this film. It's called Men Behind the Sun. And there's this one where they force one of the prisoners, they force her arms into like the outside where it's freezing cold, and then it's frozen and she's got frostbite, and then they defrost it in like warm water, and then one of the guards hits her arm and then all the flesh just comes off. It looks super gross. It looks super gnarly. It has that practical effectness that makes it look gross.
Right.
And it really shocked me. And this was just on fucking YouTube when I watched this guy break this movie down. Like, God damn, that's rough. But yeah, man, it's the tension there between the countries. I think it's only really going to get worse. And I think with the implementation of the new Japanese prime minister, she's sort of, I guess, following under the Trump way of doing things, like staunch nationalists.
Yeah.
Which got mixed opinions.
Well, that's politics, isn't it, Harvey?
Like,
you're always going to have mixed opinions about stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to affect a lot of things, not just the media industry, but also tourism, most likely. I actually just bought tickets to Japan for April. So,
oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know about this.
I'm kind of hoping that things are going to be cheaper because there's going to be less Chinese tourists.
Well, apparently, because there'll be less Chinese tourists, there'll just be more of other tourists there. So more Australians,
Like me.
Yeah. Like you. Yeah. Well, I heard about there was the warning of China saying, yeah, don't go to Japan. Like, it's a bad place. And then the comment Japan was saying, oh, yeah, cool. Don't come. Like, yeah, thanks, China. We agree on something. Don't come here. And it's like, yeah. But I don't know. It's definitely a nuanced subject because
we don't talk about politics on this channel. We don't know enough about politics to talk about politics on this channel.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a bit of a shame that this is affecting all of these well-meaning artists and people that want to watch these artists. But, and I guess it also kind of leads us into the movie that we're going to talking about like government officials doing stupid shit.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to do a mini review of the movie Good News before we get into Physical Asia. We might even talk about some politics in Physical Asia. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, no,
Good News.
Yeah.
So this was a surprise hit for me, Tavi. You recommended this film to me after watching it. How did you
I
discover this?
I just saw it while I was browsing through Netflix, and I thought this looks like a pretty funny topic. And I saw the little snippet that they played, and I put it on my playlist, but I didn't watch it straight away. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just sit on it for a bit. And I think it was until my mate Marcus watched it, and he said yeah, give it a watch. It's actually quite good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I sat down one night and then I watched it. And I thought, this is a fantastic movie. It's really probably one of the funniest movies I've seen this year.
Excellent.
I think.
Yeah, it's one of those films that could easily be overlooked because it's on Netflix. Netflix just has so much content. I feel like the same thing happened to Kill Boksoon when that came out. It was kind of like a good movie that didn't get watched enough, right?
Yeah, it's one of those things again where Netflix does cop a lot of slack for, making bad content, but you just have to look for it. There's good stuff out there. It's just, you just got to watch some foreign shit, like just not the American stuff all the time. Just get away from Red Notice a little bit and watch.
Stop watching Red Notice again and again and again. And go watch some Korean movies.
The plot line is basically a group of communist Japanese revolutionists hijack a plane, and they want to land in North Korea to start their own revolutionary camp where a group of Japanese and South Korean officials scramble to try to rescue the hostages, essentially. My best description of this movie is Korean Dr. Strangelove. Dr. Strangelove's probably one of my favorite dark comedies.
Yeah.
And the first half of this film really echoes that sentiment of government officials who are clearly not qualified to make big decisions.
Yeah.
But with the Korean twist of this one is trying to find someone else to blame and not you. So passing the blame onto other people. And this is a very strong Korean sentiment. Yeah.
It's just highlighting the absurdity of bureaucracy by upping the stakes, having this plane full of, hijacked citizens that it's their lives on the line. But meanwhile, there's this room of government officials just acting the fool and trying to pass the blame onto each other. It's very funny.
Yeah. I really like the ensemble cast in this film. I think the one character that is probably I guess the closest to the protagonist is this pilot that they come across. I don't remember the exact circumstances.
He's not a pilot. He's an air traffic controller that works for the Korean Air Force or something. But he's like the best air traffic controller. So that's the character of Byun Sung-hyun, played by Hong Kyung. So he's definitely the protagonist in this film, but he is aided by a character that calls himself Nobody, played by Kyung-gu. He is basically like a shady CIA type guy who he's the type that kind of works behind the scenes. Nobody knows who he is, but he's making lots of moves to help his boss do whatever his boss wants to do, basically.
Yeah. I really like the director of the Korean CIA.
He's so funny.
Such a
Mr. Park.
He's such a weaselly guy that doesn't want to do anything. And you hate his character, but you love the performance because as silly as a lot of the performances are in this film, I don't think this is that much of a stretch of the truth. I legitimately think that there are department heads in our government that don't deserve to be there. They are there through probably nepotism, a little bit, charisma maybe, but there are basically idiots in charge, idiots in leadership who should not be in leadership. And I think
and when you say our leadership, like who are you referring to specifically, Tommy? Which audience do you want to alienate on this podcast?
Well, I mean, do we want to alienate a new one or an old one? I'm pretty sure there's a certain entertainment company that I would probably, put this towards.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, all that aside, I think this movie is definitely overlooked because it is a very well shot film. There's a lot of scenes where there are extras or other characters in the background. You don't really see anyone that has their single medium close-up. It's almost always framed with other people there. So that is just like some pretty great direction.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think there is a bad performance in this film. I haven't really talked about the Japanese communists. They're all quite deliciously fun and delirious. I think the woman, I forgot her name.
Asuka is the character's name, played by Yamamoto Naru. She's good.
Oh, yeah.
She's very manic.
She's really funny. She plays a manic lunatic, the very suspicious one. But the Air Force lieutenant, he doesn't even come into the movie until like 20 minutes in. And for the first hour and a half, there's this quite surreal way of how they showed things. Like there's one... Well, basically, the plot leads to South Korea trying to intercept the pilots on the plane by trying to get into an open emergency broadcast.
Yeah.
But the North Koreans are also trying to get into their broadcast as well.
Yeah.
And it's basically whoever hits the button first will get into the network. And I really love the way that they use this as a metaphor by shooting like a Western of the lieutenant versus the North Korean guy. And then the way it ends, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but it's going to happen. But the South Koreans get in, and then in the metaphor, in the dream surrealist segment, like he shoots the guy and the guy's like, oh, and he dies. And then when it cuts back into real life, the North Koreans just executed him. So it's just this clip of a dead guy. And I laughed so much because it was just so funny because it's something that would probably happen because the guy is so confident in his skill. It's like, well, you didn't get it, so we're just going to shoot you without question. It's like, it's just,
the humor is really good. I think there are times where it's played really straight. Like I think the start of the film, you could almost mistake it for like a Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy situation. Like that's how like the setup is. And the jokes tend to be quite dry as well sometimes. So like it's just that kind of dark comedy where the situation itself is really absurd, but at the same time grounded. So I think that's kind of where the humor stems from. Like, it's really funny that this guy's been executed, but that would happen. That would definitely happen to this guy that failed.
It's a shame that this kind of film is going to get buried because even though there's a political side to this film, it's not, you don't really need to know that much. I mean, going back to really funny moments, there's a bit towards the start where, all the Japanese officials, they're trying to come up with a plan. Like, how are we going to get this plane to stop because one of the planes has landed to refuel, or the pilots managed to trick the revolutionaries that, we need to refuel the plane before we can go to Korea.
Yeah.
And the way that they decide to try to block the plane is there's just like this pilot who just flies like a jet slowly like in front of the plane.
Yeah.
And then it's like, everyone's like, what the hell's going on? And then the pilot parks the plane, gets out, and just runs away. And it's like, he's fucking double parked. Yeah. It's like, that's so annoying. And then the official he's like slapping this guy he's like, is this your fucking plan? It's just double park. He just keeps slapping this dude. Yeah. It's really, 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 really funny. Yeah. It's interesting too, and we're probably going to talk about this because we're going to talk about Begonia and Save the Green Planet
at some point. Yes,
in the future. Yeah, this kind of Korean dark humor is a little bit. I don't really know how to describe it because it has similarities to, let's say, like a Doctor Strange, where it is basically our leaders are
Doctor Strange or Doctor Strangelove, Tavi.
It's Doctor Strangelove. Sorry, Doctor Strangelove. Have I been saying Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange is a very funny movie as well, Tavi, and it's a very good movie, isn't it?
Oh, I can't believe. I'm so sorry, Stanley Kubrick. I'm just. It's like, oh wow, Doctor Strange. Yeah, I gotta watch this movie. And then
equally good films, Tavi.
Doctor Strange was all right, from what I remember. No, Doctor Strangelove, that movie is infantile people who shouldn't be leaders are our leaders. But in Korea, there's a lot more use of slapstick humor where I think American humor tends to rely more on, I guess, on jokes and wit.
On Jack Black, yeah.
Yeah, on Jack Black.
We're like, you are in North Korea. No, he is.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking lava, chicken. Well, I'm talking about like good American humor.
Okay.
Because it exists. Like,
I've seen Red Notice, Tavi. You don't need to tell me it exists. Watching Red Notice right now.
Do you know watch Anaconda?
I do like Anaconda. I am vaguely interested in that movie, but that's mainly my love for the original movie Anaconda.
I don't know about that. I feel like Anaconda 1 works because it's been done sincerely.
Yeah.
Where Anaconda, the remake, looks like, we know it's a stupid movie about snakes, so let's just put Jack Black in. I was going to say, not Paul Dano.
Paul Rudd?
Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd, that's it. Yeah. I was going to say, fuck it up. It's late. I can't remember any names, maybe. Yeah. But, well, that kind of American humor is a lot of it is that kind of millennial coded, like, we're in on a joke too kind of thing. Yeah. And it's sort of a little bit too pervasive. But good American humor, it can be just as dry as, like British humor.
Yeah.
But there's a certain, I guess they tackle dark themes pretty well in good American humor. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't quite describe it because whenever I think of American dark humor that I like, I think of like all the Yorgos Lanthimos films. Yeah. I think of Ari Aster. I think about Beau is Afraid, Eddington, which I really like.
People don't generally like those films, Tavi. I mean, people like Yorgos' films unless they're too dark and quirky. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to go on another talk about media illiteracy again.
Yeah, so. It's different though. But Korean humor is a bit different, and Korean dark humor. I think Korean dark humor is pretty popular with Western audiences.
Yeah, it seems
like
to be.
No Other Choice is getting pretty critically acclaimed. That's that same kind of humor. Yeah. Parasite as well. It's got that same kind of humor.
Yeah.
I think Good News is slightly more absurd than those examples, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so.
I think this is the level of dark humor that I really enjoy in Korean cinema, where it's just cranked up a little bit more. Yeah.
Well, the thing I think I might have mentioned before, like, I mean, this film, it's absurd, but I honestly think this is not too far from the truth. Because I think everything that happens in this film is quite grounded in reality. Because sometimes it's as silly as double parking an airplane, or it's as simple as you not telling the American guy to not eat a hamburger by the window
That's so funny.
when you're trying to perform.
When you're trying to disguise your airport as a North Korean airport, you probably shouldn't have an African American guy eating a hamburger in the window. Yeah.
That was so funny. I'd forget, that was one of the funny, but I'd forgotten about that until you told me about it.
It's just the editing as well. It's really funny.
Yeah, I think it's great. Like this film, yeah, it was honestly a massive surprise for me how much I like this film.
And I think the sincere characters also feed into the humor, because there's a couple of sincere characters in this film. Like the main character, Sogo, you know, he's a bit of a straight man, right? Like he's taking everything very seriously. There's also a Japanese deputy transport minister played by Takayuki Yamada, who is also quite sincere. He's genuinely trying to help the people on the plane get out of this alive. And both of them are just so frustrated by like all of the inept government officials, the inept Weasley government officials that they're surrounded by, that their frustration becomes really funny as well. But it also like elevates the film in a sense that there is a bit of heart, especially towards the end of the film and in the film's conclusion, which I found really effective as well.
Yeah, I really like the end to this. The ending to this movie is very bittersweet, more towards the bitter end, because it seems like at the end of the day, nothing is going to change in the matter of who is in charge of what. There's always going to be idiots.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be people who are undeserving of being a leader, but they just manage to get there because they know the right person or they've kissed the right ass, basically, you know? Yeah. And it's actually quite sad, actually, when I watched the ending.
It's a happy outcome, but at the same time, like nobody gets their comeuppance, I guess, in this film. It's basically a happy ending for everybody, even for the people that you don't necessarily want to have a happy ending.
Yeah. It's like, is this a spoiler? I do kind of want to talk about it.
All right, minor spoiler warning for good news, but go watch it if you want to. It's on Netflix. Yeah. I highly recommend it if you're a fan of dark comedy and Korean films. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, give it a watch. Yeah. Because, this movie, essentially, they do succeed in rescuing the hostages, and the compromise is the pilots do take the revolutionaries to North Korea, and North Korea surprisingly lets them go back without much of a hitch as well. And the sincere Japanese guy basically says, "I'll trade places for the hostage. It's my responsibility." Yeah. And then he comes back fine. Like everyone comes back fine. But the big thing is South Korea are just basically going to deny everything that they've done because them landing there was not supposed to happen. Yeah. It was kind of considered illegal and I guess silly in that sense. They managed to rescue hostages, but South Korea's like, nah, we're just going to accept any of the blame. Like it didn't happen. It was just a mistake. And that is such a South Korean government thing to do.
Not just South Korean. Let's face it, a lot of governments tend to do this kind of thing when push comes to shove.
That's true.
But this movie happens to be based in South Korea.
Hey, this is me talking to a lot of my other South Korean friends, even though they're South Korean Australian, but they say, man, Tavi, man, South Korean government is fucking corrupt. that is
keep that in mind for later when we talk about physical. Go on.
Yeah, so it just happens, and then basically all his efforts, they're not for naught because nobody essentially says, look, you saved lives.
He's a hero. A hero with no recognition.
I get the idea of the unsung hero, the heroes that don't get the congratulations or the ceremony they deserve. That's an honorable thing. But sometimes it is just not practical. Like this man has done like what you motherfuckers were like too busy scrounging around, not doing your jobs properly, and you get the credit for it. It seems like, sure, that's the honorable duty that he did, but it's just like another way to give sneaky people the whole like, you did what you did, but like I'll just get the credit, but you can be happy about it kind of thing. Or
here's a watch.
Here's a watch, but it's just like, because I read about like all the tragedies and stuff that happened, like especially I brought up like the ferry tragedy that happens, and man, just when you hear about that story, and just the lack of effort and the lack of accountability and the lack of response time, it's just too much. Like, and that's sort of why I single out South Korea a little bit. And I, like, anyone who's from South Korea can listen to this and say, like, yeah, you don't know shit about politics. Like, yeah, you might be right. But when you see a story like that happen, and pretty recent as well, there's something wrong, you know, within that system. And that's why these movies, like good
gonna
news,
say
come
there's
out.
a reason why this theme is rife through South Korean media and cinema.
There's
Art
a reason,
imitates life, all right?
yeah. And there's a few other, you know, companies out there that I've already probably not named, but you know who I'm talking about. But yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Who cares, right? It's just want to eat the entertainment and suck all that shit up. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's sad. The sad reality is things are not going to change that easily. Not it.
Yeah, the second half of this film is much more dour than the first. My criticism of this film is that it's a little bit overly long. It does lose its steam maybe in the second half, where it starts to become more of a Korean like thriller, I suppose. Like the jokes start to take a back seat.
I see what you mean. I kind of took it as like this shit just got real kind of moment. But I do like the conclusion. I think adding a bit of heart to the conclusion of the film kind of softened the blow of such like a kind of a bleak ending, I guess.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah.
It's just like two good guys trying to do the right thing. And like in the end, they do the right thing. And the outcome is, you know, it's a good outcome, objectively. People lived.
Outcome.
People survived.
Yeah.
Everybody got what they wanted.
But it still feels a little bit hollow. Yeah. But aside from that, I think this is a really good comedy. I didn't expect it to be this enjoyable. There's a lot of really fun performances in this film. I highly recommend it. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I think it's a really creative way as well to tell a story that is, you know, it's an interesting story, but like I think the way that it's told elevates it so much. It's kind of similar to like Kill Boksoon, which this director also did. Like that's a fairly straightforward like retired hitman, people coming after them kind of story, but like the way that it's told elevates it. Yeah, same situation for this.
Yeah, it's quite different. Yeah, he's interesting director, Byun Sung-hyun. Yeah, keep an eye on him. He's doing some good stuff.
All right. Shall we move along, Tavi? Let's talk about some more corruption from South Korea. This is Physical Asia.
Physical Asia.
Bring your conspiracy theories to the door. We're talking Physical Asia.
Yes.
So for those that don't know, this is a show on Netflix. It is a spin-off of sorts of the Physical 100 series. Physical Bear. So that's a series where they bring in 100 South Korean athletes and get them to compete in tests of strength, speed, agility, and just physical prowess until there's one remaining winner. The Physical Asia spin-off twists that a little bit and introduces other countries outside of South Korea. So we've got 8 teams altogether. So we've got Team Korea, Team Japan, Team Thailand, Team Mongolia, Team Indonesia, Team Turkey, Team Australia, and Team Philippines. Now you might be wondering, in a show called Physical Asia, there seems to be one team out in that lineup. Nah, you're all right, Team Australia. You deserve to be there, I guess.
Like, it's a pretty straightforward show. Like, there's no real deeper meaning to this. It is basically, it's games.
It's games.
Yeah,
it's like a more interesting version of the Olympics.
It's a more fun version of the Olympics.
It's a knockout tournament,
yeah. I've watched episodes of the original Physical Bear, but I've never finished a season of them.
Really?
But I've always really enjoyed them. I usually watch them in a group setting, but I actually watched the rest of Physical Asia with Mum, and she enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
I think the premise of this show is a really good idea. Like, it's fun. It has that aspect of a game show, a variety show. It has that aspect of sportsmanship and that aspect of like the Olympics, but in a cinematic way. So, like, I wasn't the biggest fan of watching sports when I was growing
regular
up.
listeners of this show know that we're not sports guys. I think
We're not sports guys.
I think the only time we've really talked about sports on this show is when we covered like Slam Dunk, the last Slam Dunk.
yeah. There's been times where I've enjoyed watching sports. Don't get me wrong, but generally when I was pretty young, I found watching live sports to be quite boring. I honestly found playing like regular sports to be a bit boring.
Yeah.
I've told the story many times of why we would stop playing Metal Slug and play cricket. I'm just like, young Tavi doesn't compute that. I was just like, why would we do this? But anyway, but I'd always enjoyed, like kids' game shows where they're going through like mazes and stuff.
Oh,
like,
amazing.
Amazing.
That's a
fucking
local
deep cut.
reference,
I was going to say, is anyone really going to know that? I guess it's sort of like one of those Nickelodeon game shows, if that is a apt comparison.
Yeah.
So I reckon if I was a kid watching, the Physical Asia, Physical 100, I think it's great. The message that it promotes is, like fitness, right?
Fitness and
it's good.
sportsmanship in this case.
Yeah. You kind of want to be these guys. And because it is, I guess, an Asian show, there's not that much shit talking in this show. There's a little bit, but it's quite
It's
tame.
mostly from Team Australia.
Team Australia, Team Turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's that one incident. But otherwise, like a lot of the games are quite fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely.
It's edited well in the sense that it is very entertaining to watch. It's really easy to watch. A lot of the games are very easy to follow as well. And I do like the thematic production design of the game.
Oh, there's so much production design in this game.
Yeah, maybe too much. And it leads to other things that go wrong. But anyway.
Depends what you want to do with the games, Tavi. If you want to hide some riggings, then it's just the right amount of production design, I would say.
Yeah, we'll get into my little theories there. But no, I enjoyed, watching all the other countries engage with each other, and I enjoyed the first episode where like a lot of the country. It's the first episode is not even a game. It is just
it's the introduction of all the teams.
Yeah, Team Indonesia. That guy, man, is a mean looking motherfucker.
Oh yeah, he gets the executioner, the team leader of Indonesia. So he's a bodybuilder, muscle man type. Yeah, very intimidating looking.
He's
chap.
so intimidating. I feel like that guy could get action movies in Indonesia.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a good actor, but you should give him a try. I reckon.
He's definitely got the look. He's definitely got the look.
He's got the look.
If The Rock can do it, this guy could probably do it. Let's face it.
is the kind of guy that you would see as a bouncer in Australia, and you would just do what he says.
Yeah, just do what he says. Yeah.
Just do what he says. Yeah.
Apologies. We're not going to name every single athlete on this show, and we'll probably butcher some names along the way. Just a disclaimer there.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna name them by their
profession.
Like volleyball guy.
The volleyball guy. There's going to be a bit of that. The judo guy, yeah.
Well, it's funny because you got like the Indonesian guy who's gonna like rip heads off. Then you got just was like a table tennis guy.
There was a badminton guy.
He looks so. No offense to this guy, he looks so ordinary.
Well, he ducked out after the first round.
Just asked too much. He just disappears. But of course, the only one that I can fully remember. Well, I do. Of course, I do remember the Australian people because there was obviously Eddie, who was like the fucking biggest guy on the Physical Asia,
he's a
and
big
the way
man,
that the
that's for
Korean
sure.
announcer goes. Eddie
Eddie Williams.
It just sounds really funny. Yeah. But no, the most famous person by far would probably have been Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
In Team Philippines.
Yep.
He doesn't really do that much, to be honest. I mean, he sealed the fate of his team, basically.
He ducked out as well.
We're talking full spoilers in this.
Yeah, full spoilers. But I really like the first episode where they're introducing themselves because like they're coming out one by one, right? Like Team Korea, Team Japan comes in, like all of the teams. I think Team Australia is the last team to enter.
I think they're the second last.
Well, when all of these teams are coming in, right, they're like being very quiet and kind of cordial to each other, right? Like kind of shy. You know how Asians are, like kind of shyly introducing themselves. Of course, Team Indonesia comes in and they do their dance, that intimidation dance thing. But after that, they're like quite quite civil, right? And then Team Australia comes in like they're fucking getting off the airport at Bali or some shit.
We're gonna fuck them up. Yeah, it's
like,
funny.
They run and like high five everybody, and it's such an Australian thing to do.
It is such an Australian thing to do.
I love it as well because it kind of brings all the other teams out of their shell. Like the energy changes immediately after they've like come in. And it's just so fun to see because it's a pretty typical reaction when you see like Australians interact with, like, I'm going to say Japan because we lived in Japan.
Yeah,
and I've seen this kind of interaction many times. It's like Japanese people are very reserved by nature, but sometimes it's not because they want to be reserved. It's sometimes like they're just waiting for like a catalyst to bring them out of their shell, right? And that's what an Australian is really good at, is just bringing people out of their shell.
I'm pretty sure that was us, man. Like when we were in Japan, that was just us. Like, let's go drinks. Let's just do it. Like, we knew how to bring the party. Like, we've talked about how you and I, we consider ourselves introverts. But then when we talk to our Japanese friends, they're like, you, an introvert? You're like the most social person that I know easily. And this is it amongst other non-Japanese people that live there. They're like, you are not an introvert at all. You like to romanticize the idea that you're an introvert, but you're not. I was like, oh, well,
but you are, though.
Like
by Australian standards, we are. And that's the beauty of this kind of show. It's like the mixing of cultures. It really highlights like how different we are, but also how well people can get along, even if we are different. It's interesting. They're pretty annoying though. Team Australia, they're pretty annoying sometimes.
You mentioned that, not a lot of people liked Team Australia. Like I didn't really follow the forum groups that much, and it didn't seem like there was actually that much buzz around Physical Asia, to be honest. Like I didn't think it.
There was a lot of Filipino buzz, I think, because Pacquiao was in it. So I think there was a big Filipino viewership. And I feel like initially Australia kind of rubbed people the wrong way, but I think people got used to them. And that's kind of like what happens with Australians as well. You kind of just get used to us. We mean you no harm.
I did find them a little bit annoying at first. Well, it's funny because Physical Bear season 1 and 2, they're PG rated shows because, that means like, anyone can usually watch them. And this is the first one to be M rated, which not necessarily means that you have to be over 15, but it's like, this is a bit more, you need a bit more guidance if you're young. And this is purely because of coarse language. And this is purely because of the Australian team. Because it was, fuck this, fuck that, fucking hell, fuck Well, we had to bleep them out constantly. And it's quite funny.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's a different culture. Like swearing is not as big a thing as it is in Asian countries.
We do it all the time.
Fuck yeah, we do.
But it's I think they sort of grew on me. And I think partly it is Australian pride, we are ethnically Lao. We both love Japan, and we both complain about Australia a lot. But I don't know. There's just something about it.
The way I kind of explain it in my mind is Team Japan is kind of like a really good friend. Like Japan is like a really good friend to me, but Australia is like my brother, who I kind of hate, but also his family. So like, what are you going to do? You know what I mean?
Well, we'll see what he says when he
Nah, you're all right.
But I wanted them to succeed, and there was definitely a pride for me when Australia is clearly the strongest team, like raw power in this crew, and then there's a lot of the guys like, whoa, look at Eddie, and he's just like fucking super tank.
Man, he's strong.
And he's like, wow. And the parkour guy as well, doing like one of the games that he does is real. His skill is really utilized, and he was like flying through that shit.
So much agility. Dom Tomato.
It was cool to see. Like, you know what? Like, I really hope these. Like, actually, I wanted them to win. I knew they weren't going to, but
can you imagine? To win. Can you imagine if Team Australia won the first Physical Asia?
The first Physical Asia. The like not really Asia country.
I mean,
just
to be
Asia
fair,
Pacific. There
are a couple of like half Asian members of that team. I think. Elodie is half Fijian, and Alexandra is half Filipina. I believe.
Okay, yeah, cool. I think there was some half Aussies on the Filipino team.
Yeah.
Like the Justin guy? Yeah, like, is this, because I keep hearing his accent. Is this guy Australian?
Yeah, that was really confusing for me. He sounds like a dude from Melbourne.
He betrayed us, Dad. Get out of here.
Justin, the rugby player.
Yeah. But should we talk about the games a little bit first?
Yep. So the first game was not that interesting to me, I found. It was like
really.
a territory occupation game, which I feel like dragged for way too long. Not a promising start to the show, to be honest. But they get that's the worst game by far. They get a lot better after that.
Yeah. I think because when you see Australia, you're like, oh, Australia's going to win this game really easily. But they didn't. They lost, I think, to Turkey or something. Or
yeah, they did lose to Turkey eventually.
Yeah, but no, they lost. I was like, oh, okay. Like, that was interesting to see. So it's not all just brawn. Like, there is like a level of strategy that they actually have to. And then I think even Australia sort of had to think it was, oh, yeah, maybe we're not as strong as we thought we were, you know? So it was kind of humbling to see because they had their whole big like, yeah, we're going to fuck everyone up. Yeah. But then they're like, oh, yeah, they were honestly a bit quieter after that. They were still pretty like Australian, but you know what I mean? Whereas I think, who won? Turkey won that game? Ultimately,
Turkey did.
But that was like not even a game. That was like a pre-warm-up game. So it was. What was the first like official?
The first official game was the cargo movement game, where they had to. They had to take the crates and the bags and move them into the goal area, and so it was like two teams go head to head, and whichever team got the highest amount of weight was the winner. And the loser was eliminated, or so we assumed. Yeah.
Each team member had to designate who was going to carry the cargo. I think there was the big cargo that was like a 50-kilo
crate of some
crate,
kind,
whereas the other ones are bags. So they had to like strategize a little bit. So I actually really enjoyed this game because it was a game where it required strength and strategy.
Yeah.
And the first teams that were up was Australia versus Australia versus Japan.
Yes, Japan.
And basically Australia was killing it against Japan.
Yeah.
And there was a point where, because it's sort of divided into two sides, but not really. So Australia had taken all their crates. So they're like, well, should we just take crates from the other side? I was like, yeah, let's do it. So they were taking, it wasn't necessarily the Japanese crates, but it was on their side. So they took their crates and Australia ended up like just smoking it. So I think to this one, it was not so much strategy as Australia was just way stronger.
And also they stole their crates, which probably didn't matter in the end, but I just found it really funny because it's such a Australian thing to do, and it's also a really Japanese thing to happen. They're just too honest.
I was super sad. But I think the Japanese was one of the lighter teams as well. So I think they had the strategy, but they just didn't have as much raw strength as Australia.
Yeah. They did all right though.
But surprisingly enough, Korea was actually the ultimate winner of this challenge. They beat Australia by like 10 kilos. Yeah. And that would have been like pure strat, because Korea had a lot of really good like mid-strength guys, I think. Whereas Australia was like the big strength where, I think Korea had more of a spread like mid,
because there's like a stamina
well.
component as well, I think.
Yeah,
I think Team Korea probably had like strong but maybe smaller guys. So like maybe they could spread their strength out a bit more. But yeah, it was interesting to see that they won.
There's one country that I wish I could have seen more of, and that would have been Team Thailand.
Team Thailand.
And this is Team Thailand. There's one of the guys, James.
So good.
He's
so entertaining.
So fun to watch. He is a really, and I mean this in the literal sense, he is a really gay man.
Yep.
A really gay Thai man. And it's so fun to watch. It was because there was a lot of the strategy for him was he was lifting the crates by himself and he was going, oh, and he was just screaming, but it was like slightly effeminate as well. But a lot of his interviews, he's like, oh, let's pani, stuff like that.
He's got that energy.
Really funny. He's got effeminate Thai energy, but he's just like really strong. Yeah, they lose by a fair margin. Who was their opponent? Was it the Philippines?
It was maybe Mongolia. or Korea. No, it was Korea. I
Oh
think.
yeah, I've forgotten about Mongolia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mongolia had like I'm talking about one of the fucking guys from Mongolia, the MMA guy. Like, man, this guy is gonna like raid your village and eat your liver or something. That's what he looks like.
I love this guy, man.
He's gonna come up in his like Mongolian motorcycle like gang with that Mongolian throat in the background and war drums going.
He's so
they're
cool
listening
though.
to The
I really
Who.
like this guy.
He's like quite friendly.
Bataku or something. Yeah, he's very friendly.
Yeah, these Mongolian names, man.
Yeah, they're really hard to pronounce. I apologize.
Ink Olgil, yeah.
Yeah, he's really like the whole Mongolian team. I found was really humble and friendly. But I like I like Kyung-gu because he's got mad strats as well, which come into play in later games. But
man, I mean, if he wants to eat your liver, he needs to know how to get there, man.
Yeah. But yeah, the winners of this game were Team Korea, Team Mongolia, Team Australia, and Team Turkey, I think.
Yeah. Thailand got knocked out, right?
So Thailand was knocked out, Japan was knocked out, Indonesia and Philippines were knocked out. But there was a sudden death game after this. And the sudden death game had all the losers come together to fight each other to get this ball. So this is a game that carried over from Physical 100.
I'd forgotten about this game. Yeah.
So the eliminated teams were not actually eliminated. They went on to this sudden death competition. So basically, again, it's two teams against each other. There's a pit of mud in the middle of an arena with a big leather ball in the center. And basically, you had to like put the ball through the other team's basket or claim possession of the ball by the time the timer ran out.
Yeah.
And you had to divide your team into like 1v1, 2v2, 1v1, 2v2. So again, there's like an element of strategy to it and also an element of strength and speed.
I remember, there was the one thing I remember from this is the cliffhanger moment. There was one really good moment in this game. I think it was Philippines versus Japan or Korea.
No, it was Indonesia, man. Indonesia versus Japan, I think you're talking about. Yeah, this was...
Is it?
Yeah, this was clutch. You're talking about the guy that nearly scored the goal, right?
Yeah, and he fucking choked.
He fucking fumbled it. He fumbled it. No.
Yeah, I remember watching that. It's like, that's for sure. And then like that's a genuine like sports bar moment.
Yeah.
Like you spill your beer and like, oh, what the fuck? Yeah, that was awesome. Like obviously not for the guy because they got eliminated after that, didn't they?
They did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad times. I really like Team Indonesia as well. Yeah, they seemed really nice. Even the lady that was really intense and angry.
Oh yeah, because she really hated like Turkey or something. Or that was a different team. But
well, initially they hated on Turkey, but then they hated on Japan a bit because her friend got kicked in the head accidentally.
Oh yeah, I remember that. She was like super intense. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and the executioner was in there being really intense as well. Scary.
Yeah, but he didn't win his game. He got gassed too easily because he's got the strength, but he didn't have endurance. An intimidating look can only get you so far, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not actually a killer
unless you're allowed to kill the opponents. I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but yeah, basically it leads to what's the game after this one?
So yeah, from that game, Team Indonesia and Team Philippines get eliminated. No, is it Team Thailand or Team Philippines? Oh no, Team.
Nah, Philippines makes it because Pacquiao wins and like because I remember when Pacquiao was like, yeah, we won. And the next episode's like, yeah, well, I'm going to go home now. See you later, guys. Oh, yeah, like, I'm going to go back there. I really wanted to be here. Not really, but I really wanted to be here. And I'm going to go. See ya. And then they lose. And I'm just like, yeah, we're going to see. Goodbye, Philippines. We're never going to see you again.
What do you think happened there? Obviously, there's been no official word as to why he officially had to leave. Do you think he had to break contract for that? Or do you think he was only contracted for like a few episodes?
I reckon he was only contracted. No, I don't reckon he was contracted, but I reckon the filming schedule was like, well, I can't do these days. And it's like, well, can you come a little bit?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I could do that. Or it could be he broke his like, well, I just realized our team is quite weak and I don't want to lose. So see you later.
That's why he's a champion, Tavi. He knows when to bow out.
Replaced by man. Like he's actually honestly the guy that they replaced Pacquiao with was probably fitter and bigger than Pacquiao, but you've lost star power.
And the leadership, like it probably was a blow to their morale.
Imagine that guy coming in, it's like, oh hi, I'm replacing Manny today. It's like you.
He did all right.
Is this my locker over here? Aha! Like taking out Manny's stuff. I'm not going to need this. But I'm sure, I don't remember his name, but I'm sure he was a chill guy.
Sure, he was fine. Oh, he got his moment to shine, actually, because there was a sack toss game after this.
Yeah, no, this was like where they divided the group. So there was 3 games and they had to select the different athletes into the different games. So it was it's the relay game where you got to jump through these like pillar things.
Yeah, it's like
the hurdle
horizontal
pillar game.
hurdle, yeah.
Yeah. And this is the one where the Australian parkour guy just fucking killed it. So the strat for them was like, I think they used one of the girls first because she is a little bit slower, and then we'll use him, and he would just catch up, and then he would just surpass everyone else.
Unbeatable.
Because he was unbeatable. He's big and he had the technique. Like there was no way that Australia was going to lose that one.
Philippines came last on that game.
Yeah, because they're just too small, They don't have the funding that Australian athletes do to eat enough food to get tall.
The protein powder.
To get the protein, yeah. That's the thing, like Australia, like we do fund our athletes, man. That's why they're so big. And then, the second game was the rope hanging game. I think they said Alexandria, but the guy, like, I mean, we're a progressive podcast, but unfortunately, just the strength of men just prevailed in this one. Just like, he just had more endurance, so he just beat both the Australian girl,
Mark Mugen, the Filipino sambo athlete, was the winner of this game. But the girls did really well as well, though. Like Alexandra,
the girls did well. Yeah.
I think she had a lot of heart in this game.
But I think the crown winner was probably the circus guy from Mongolia.
I was waiting for his moment to shine because they're going to get him to do some acrobatic shit, and that was it.
Just like floating
just hanging
around
off some ropes.
He did have a bit of aura. That guy, the Mongolian team. Yeah,
Team Mongolia had aura like up the wazoo, Tavi. All of them.
yeah. And then the game after that was Totem game, right?
Yep, Totem game.
Yeah, where. Our first taste of something sneaky going on here. So
equipment malfunction, Tavi. It happens. Happened to Team Japan this time around, right?
Japan didn't compete with that one because their thing malfunctioned and basically they were going to win anyway. So when they did, I think they just dropped it immediately or something. That's the way it was edited. Yeah. They said they would just do it later, but it was like, why? Like, there's no point now.
Yeah, they'd already won by that
which
point.
may be a little bit of an oversight, but with all that production design, I guess there was a lack of engineering maybe in how things were working. And then after that was like the sack toss game. The sack toss game was fun to watch. Eddie just destroyed it essentially.
Yeah, he's a fucking beast.
Yeah, he's a strong man. He's like 200 kilos of just fucking mass. Like you can't fuck around with that. So that game was like a piece of cake for him.
Yeah, basically they had to throw a heavy sack over a bar into their opponent's territory, and the person that failed within the time limit was the eliminated person. Yeah, fucking hell. Like, I felt so bad for the guy that had to fetch the bag.
because Eddie would we would just throw it so far. The guy has to run, waste time to go get it.
Yeah.
Go back and center it, and then
And this was the stand-in for Pacquiao as well. That was doing that. Justin Hernandez.
And then it's like his team was like, Pacquiao could have done it. Yeah. Which I actually don't think Pacquiao would have been able to do.
Let's be real. All respect to Pacquiao, but Justin is the man. Justin lasted for way longer than anyone else could have.
Yeah, Pacquiao is obviously a legend.
Undisputed.
But I'm not sure where his skills would actually be that utilized in any of the games.
Not in these games. Like unless you're getting ready to hit someone, you know.
Crystal, boxing. Then it's like, Pacquiao just fucking...
It's a bare knuckle boxing match.
Just rinses everyone, sends everyone to the hospital, man. This is like, Pacquiao can still knock out a motherfucker. Yeah. But ultimately, this was pretty much where, Australia really shone. It looked like pretty definitively that Australia was going to be one of the teams to beat because they were just too strong. Yeah,
they really showed their strength in this game. Yeah.
So after this game, Philippines and Turkey get knocked out. There was another kind of mini game after this one. It was fun because I think they had a survey where they're like, "Who's the person you least want to verse?" And it was Eddie. Yeah, it's like, which is fair enough. He's a big man, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So then it's quest 4, right? It starts off with the battle rope relay. Yeah. So basically it's those warrior ropes, and you gotta twirl them.
You gotta twirl them as much as you can.
It's just gonna lift it. It's like fucking God of War style kind of shit.
Yeah, you know what you do. You know what we're talking about. The chain thing, the rope thing, the thing that Chris Hemsworth is always doing.
Yeah. So basically each rope is attached to a counter.
They had 3 athletes doing this. So one person had to go twice.
Yeah.
So they could decide whichever order they wanted. But they had to switch after a minute or whatever. And the team that got the most went through. The 2 teams that got the most the first round went on to the second round where they went head to head.
They had to face each other. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the winner of that round went through to the finals. And then there was a second game, but they didn't know what the second game was.
Yeah, they didn't know at this point, which is a bit fishy. Basically, Australia won the first round quite definitively as well. They managed to get the counter up to 1,300 and everyone else was about 1,000 or 1,000. Japan was 1,100. They sort of mentioned the rope during the first round. They're like, look, you have to make sure that the things are actually hitting the counter. So there is a little bit of technique involved here where you can't just swirl it really fast. It actually has to hit the counter, but there is no edit of showing the rope not hitting the thing. So during the second game, it looked like Australia was fucking ripping it in half, like they were going full ball again. Basically, by the end of this round,
everybody thought Australia had won.
And of course, this is maybe a little bit of, because I'm Australian, right? You know, I'm going to go for the Australian team. But it was just way too low. Somehow this seems fishy because there's not a counter that shows above the thing when they're doing it. And I get it's for editing purposes, but for the athletes, they don't know if what they're doing is actually working, right? They don't know. So they could just be flailing around, or they don't show the counter because they're rigging the counter. So they're just like, let's just minus 200 of these and this team wins. So
I mean, we will never know, but everybody was surprised at the outcome. The Australian athletes were surprised, the Japanese athletes seemed surprised, and the way it was edited made it look like Australia was just doing really well.
Yeah, exactly, true.
And they won the previous round pretty convincingly as well. So
so and then well, it is what it is. It's fine. Yeah. But then basically the next game is they have to push. It's 1,200 kilo ball across this sand pillar thingo. It looks like a milling machine. Yeah. It's basically the thing from Conan that that Arnold Schwarzenegger pushes, and it spins around, and you got to do the rotations.
Yeah.
But the caveat to this game is the first 3 athletes that did the first game, you can't use them.
Yeah.
And I think this is a little bit sneaky here because it's obviously a gambling aspect of it, and it's fair within the games, but this is Mario Kart catch-up mode. Basically, it is for those teams who are like, look, Australia is super overpowered. We need to somehow cripple them. Because this is a game about strength, right? You know? Yeah. And as you said before, it was about agility, strength, and endurance, yeah?
Yeah.
There's never anything really about gambling in this game.
Sure.
And it's a little bit luck-based, but it's kind of
there's strategy involved, but you can't really, it's just guessing at that point, right? Because the thing that seems a bit shifty as well is that Team Korea seemed to have seen this coming and did not use their strongest players in the rope game.
Yeah.
which...
Well, when I saw that, this is like Korea's been on Physical 100 before, so they kind of know what to expect. But I don't think from memory there's a game that relies on gambling at this point. So basically, Australia lost against Mongolia.
I mean, to be fair,
Korea.
Mongolia was in a similar situation as Australia was. Like they had a guy and two girls as well left over.
But they had their strongman, right?
They had the leader guy who was probably the strongest, on the team.
And to be fair, they're like one fair and square. But it just seems a little bit sneaky, and I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of this whole gambling aspect of the game, because it's not really a true representation of physical, right? Because you're sending your best athletes there. Imagine if it's like if you were in the Olympics and there's a shooting. It's like, well, you use this gun. Now you got to use the completely new gun that's not calibrated to your liking. Have fun with that. You know, it's like, oh shit, god damn it. And
I mean, it makes sense in a sense that like they need to design the games in a way that everybody gets a chance to play, right? So like it does make sense that the three people that weren't in the first game have to do the second game. But like generally they would just tell them the rules straight up. I don't know. Like it feels a bit odd. And also the fact that like they had to do 2 rounds of the rope game was really odd as well.
Yeah, I found it odd. Because was that explained at the start?
Probably.
Because I'm actually struggling to remember as well. Because when I was watching it, I was like, yeah, cool, Australia won, like 1, 2, 3. And it's like, okay, now do it again. It's like, why?
Why?
Like you've got your winner. You've got your winner. And as a production standpoint, you are now wasting film. You're wasting resources,
You're wasting our film,
You're wasting it's Netflix budget or whatever.
But there wasn't really any gain from that second round of that game because it's the same shit all again. You know, like how is that interesting to the viewer? But
the only thing is like, oh yeah, it's endurance. Like you got to do it again. That's the only. But still, it's like, I don't accept that, to be honest. Because part of it, like I wanted Australia to go further because, and in terms of raw power, they were the strongest team. So Australia, they get like knocked out.
Yeah.
So I think the next game after this one was the castle conquest. So basically the teams have to push this carriage with the bags and the carts similar to the ship game. Yeah. And then they have to push it over this drawbridge that they need to put down.
Yeah.
And then once they push it through, they have to break through the door. And then they had to push the cart over this finish point. And this is going over sand and a very steep hill.
And a very heavy cart.
So once they've done that, they have to lift the drawbridge back up. And without going into too much detail of like, it was a fun game to watch. Yeah, it's cool.
I really like the production design of this game.
It was really cool. It was very thematic. I had sort of checked out a little bit, but I was like, you know what? Maybe Australia lost. Maybe it wasn't rigged at all until Korea does this pretty well. So, they had their strategy of pushing the cart up and they broke the door quite easily and they pushed it over.
They struggled a little bit. They
struggled, but
they had little bits and pieces where they struggled, like little mistakes that they made.
Ultimately, when it comes to opening the drawbridge, Korea did that like pretty damn easily. Like there was
closing the drawbridge, you mean?
Closing it. Sorry, closing. So it gets to Team Mongolia. So Team Mongolia, they struggle a bit more than Korea, but they do fine until the drawbridge. So when they're trying to lift the drawbridge, it's just not budging. I think Mongolia is not as strong as Korea, like weight wise, but like they just couldn't do it. Until the guy who's going to eat your liver eventually comes up with the plan to like weight the ropes down with one of the battering
gentle,
ram.
Tavi. He's not going to eat your liver.
No, he's gonna eat my liver. I'm gonna hear Mongolian throat chanting when I'm sleeping, and then he's gonna be up in my face with a knife. And he's gonna eat my liver. He's gonna eat my organs, Dad.
That's how they get strong, Tavi.
It's going to be chewing on my small intestine. But anyway, so when it comes to Japan, they're struggling the most, but they actually make good time. They were sort of on par with Mongolia, or the way it was edited. So it gets to them trying to close the drawbridge, and then the cliffhanger is like, oh, who lost? Was it? So Korea won already, so they're in the finals, and then it is Japan and Mongolia, and then Mongolia beat Japan, but it's revealed how Japan lost, and Japan didn't actually complete the castle thing.
They couldn't do it.
So it shows the footage because they lift it halfway, like quite easily.
Yeah.
And then it just gets stuck.
Yeah.
So I was like, why? Why is this getting like? It just doesn't make sense. I'm sure there might be some guy who's really good at physics.
Yeah, there's probably a physics answer to this, but
I feel like it's not. I feel like there's something they've done something to make sure like Japan.
Well, it's
loses
the fact that like South Korea didn't even struggle at all. Like it wasn't even a thing to them, you know, like because they went first, right? And they did everything like, you know, they struggled a bit, but they got everything done. But then when it gets to Mongolia's team, suddenly the drawbridge is an issue.
They really struggled.
And it's like, yeah, it was really surprising. Yeah.
I don't want to besmirch the Korean athletes because I quite like the Korean team and they are the most well-balanced team, you know, I think in the game. And they beat Australia like in the games with strategy, you know. So
I mean, it might have been a momentum thing. Maybe South Korea just got it up there in the one go, and that was what you needed to do. Whereas the other teams got stuck and then they were doomed.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit fishy.
Well, when I was watching it, I was pretty immersed and I was like excited. But then after the fact, I was like thinking about it from a production standpoint. And I was just thinking, you know, if I wanted to rig it, if I wanted certain teams to get eliminated at certain points, this would be a really good place to disguise it, you know?
Yeah. Because I don't know how it is in other countries, but, you know, I have a friend that worked on MasterChef and they basically said, like, it is a competition, so it is illegal to rig the games. Like the winner has to be the winner. And you can take that with a grain of salt. But after watching films like Good News...
it is South Korean money up for grabs. You know, it would be pretty good if we kept that money in the country.
You know, my trust in Korean officials and how honest they're all depicted in films that I've seen. I definitely, I don't think they did anything.
Look, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. And we'll never know. And it doesn't matter. Like, nobody really needed that money. It would have been not that much money after tax, let's face it. And everybody seems to be doing very well off the back of it. I've been seeing a lot of fun, collaborative social media posts between the athletes. So everybody's made friends, everybody's had fun, everybody's had a good time. So, you know, it's just a bit of fun at the end of the day.
Well, the winners got spoiled for me because I was just fucking scrolling through YouTube and the thing that spoiled it to me was like, were the games rigged or something? And I was like, what? And then it's like, South Korea won. Like, oh, well, fuck me, you know? So that was probably another reason maybe why I had sort of checked out. Right. So I knew Korea was going to win, but I honestly thought it was going to be Korea versus Japan. Because I think Japan have the better strategists compared to Mongolia. Well, I guess apparently not, because Mongolia came up with the battering ram skill.
Yeah, man.
You know? I mean, if you want to eat organs, you gotta
you gotta get in that castle somehow. You gotta get in there.
I'm gonna eat your organs one way or another.
I'm so sorry to all our Mongolian listeners. I apologize.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's the guy I want to be. I want to be the guy that people fear.
Team Mongolia is so cool, man. They got so much aura. Like, I was really rooting for them because in my eyes, South Korea is like, they got as much money almost as Australia in their athletes, I reckon. Like,
I think so.
They feel very polished, you know what I mean? Like, if I were to make a sports film analogy, Team Korea is like Drago. And Team Mongolia is more like Rocky. You know what I mean? They're like fighting in the dirt. They're getting their strength from meat and like cattle herding or whatever. You know, that's the vibe. And organs, sure. You know, so I was really rooting for Mongolia. I kind of knew that South Korea was going to win in the end, but, you know, I think Mongolia put on a good show.
Yeah. Well, like to talk about it's like this box pushing game. And then, it was going to be 3 games. It's like they had to push these boxes and they had to occupy like territory. Yeah. And then I think, what was the second game? It was just, they had these things strapped to their backs and they had to lift like a really heavy steel balls using the team's
and grab the flag.
But Korea wins. Yeah. as much as we were rooting for Mongolia, it's sort of like, just
The outcome made sense.
they kind of got smoked, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's strong. South Korea was just really strong.
The outcome made sense. And I feel like, man, if it was South Korea versus Australia, it would have been a much fairer game, I reckon, and a much more entertaining one to watch. Because I reckon it would have been quite close.
Yeah,
well, first of all, Australia would have destroyed the castle game.
Fucking Eddie would just close the drawbridge by himself, I reckon. Just one-handed. Wouldn't even need a battering ram, Tavi. He'd just run into the door and then just explode into splinters.
Yeah, no. Because I reckon it would have been quite close with the box pushing game because Australia is not as fast.
That's the thing, Tavi. Maybe it would have been a little too close for comfort. They had to go.
Australia wins. Yeah, you can't have it as good. Australia can't, be the first winners of Physical Asia. Yeah. Australia, it seemed like they were pretty bummed out when they lost. Because, the thing I know about Australian athletes is we're very honest. Not our tradies, but our athletes.
Just making enemies. This whole episode is just making enemies, Tommy.
I mean, it's just a fact, you know. Yeah, you want to change the plumbing system. Yeah, you got a bit of a drip there, so it's going to cost $100,000 to fix.
Yeah, I don't think I can come out until another couple of months either. I'm pretty backed up, actually.
God damn. But our athletes, I'm going to give it to our athletes. Our athletes are very genuine people. I think they are. So yeah, they seem gutted. And I feel like, man, it just would have been so much more exciting if it was Australia versus South Korea in the end. Because, I mean, as I said before, we knew Mongolia wasn't going to win.
There's only so far organs are going to get you.
Organs have the most protein. Isn't that why Mongolians are strong? Because they eat the whole animal? Maybe that's why they beat Japan. Because Japan is all about cutting, Actually, no, Japan eat organs.
Yeah, a bunch of organs,
Japan do love their organs.
Yeah. Japan was just smaller.
Yeah,
except for that one baseball player who was fucking massive for some reason. He's a fucking big man. You don't need to be that big to play baseball. I don't know what he's doing.
But again, I actually really like the Korean team. I quite like all the athletes there, like Amoti.
Yeah.
But that's Physical Asia. Yeah. Could be rigged, who knows? But
fun nonetheless.
Fun nonetheless. And it is way more entertaining to watch stuff like this than to me fucking 3 hours of cricket.
Well, that's the thing. Like we said at the start of this episode, we're not sports guys. Even the Olympics I find hard to get into these days. But I think the beauty of it is in the storytelling, right? That's what's kind of resonating with us. And I think that's what resonates with people that watch sports regularly as well. One sports game on its own inherently is not that interesting to watch, but it's a story in the lead up to the game, right? That's the interesting part. And as a couple of guys that aren't into sports, we're not privy to the story. And that's why we find it hard to get into sports games.
Well, during the Olympics, when I watched the BMX with Rachel Sakakibara, I think is the name, she had a really great story. Yeah. And that really got me into it. And so when I saw her fucking kill it, I was like, fuck yeah.
That's what makes sports interesting. It's the story. That's why MMA, UFC has that fucking all that bullshit before the fight actually happens in the lead up to the fight, right? They're cultivating a story. And that's the beauty of shows like this. It's you get the story and the sports in the one thing, and it's very easy to digest.
But also the con of the way that this is told is it is definitely open to rigging because it's not live. You can just show whatever you want. This is not regulated. With live sports, you can only rig it before the game, and if you are a gangster, that's it. He's got to take the fall.
This is basically Squid Game. Either the TV show Squid Game or Mr. Beast Squid Game. Pick your Squid Game. It's that.
Oh man, Mr. Beast. Because apparently he's going on a bit of a suing spree. Or soon. I think.
Oh shit.
I think all the allegations that have gone. Well, people have forgotten about it now, which is unfortunate. But allegedly, Mr. Beast's games are rigged, and there's been a number of YouTubers who have called him out on it. And I think Mr. Beast made a comment. He's like, look, you guys better lawyer up. Something's coming soon. This was a few months ago, but I reckon Mr. Beast is biding out his time, and he will unleash the beast on these guys because he can afford the fucking physical 100 of lawyers for sure. Like
He probably turned it into content somehow, Tavi, and then make more money.
I just sued 20 YouTubers. So I reckon his lawyers are going to be the kind of guys that would even get a newborn baby to confess that they murdered someone.
Tavi,
That's how good
you're gonna
these
get us
lawyers
sued by
probably
Mr. Beast if you keep going on at this rate.
Actually, that's true. I'm sorry, Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Please don't sue us.
I should edit this out, but I'm not going to.
Please don't eat my organs.
I just ate this guy's organs. Be sure to like and subscribe.
Nah, he doesn't need to eat organs. He's got a more sinister way.
Yeah.
His way is like long form. It's just like bleeding you dry.
Yeah, no, he
until
draws his power
have-
from the nether realm. Some kind of demonic
Yeah.
entity. Good on you, Team Mongolia. We love you.
Yeah.
Props to all the athletes that are involved in this show. Props to the show creators.
Yeah,
It's a really
yeah.
fun show to watch. I mean, if you listen this far, you've probably seen it. But if you haven't, go watch it. A bit of fun, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you're not a sports person.
Yeah, they'll make another one, and I'll still probably watch it.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, "You're gonna watch it anyway, right?" It's like, "Oh, yeah, fair enough."
Yeah.
But no, cool. I quite like this format. It definitely adds much more of an element because you've got your country that you can root for.
Yeah.
Hence-
I'm really glad that Team Australia was in it. I think it was really interesting to watch this from a perspective of like an Asian Australian because we got Team Australia, who we obviously have to root for. We got Team Japan, a country that we have lived in and love. We got Team Thailand, very close to Team Laos. Hopefully Team Laos makes an appearance there next season.
Team Laos would just lose. They would just walk
They'd be
through.
all badminton players, Tommy. Team Laos.
I would just like I feel pretty bad, but we do not have
not
Laos
athletic.
does not have the funds to get a bodybuilder. It would be like it would just be an uncle, like a really aggressive uncle.
Yeah,
and he'd be doing that like weird martial arts that is really dangerous.
Muay Lao, Tavi. We got Muay Lao.
Muay Lao.
Again, hard to translate into this kind of show.
Maybe next time we can have Team China or Team India. Who knows?
Yep. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But guys, what did you think of Physical Asia? Did you enjoy? Did you think it was rigged? Put in your conspiracy theories here. Let us know in the comments. You can get in touch with us also at twoasianblokes@gmail.com. You can join our Facebook group to be part of the conversation, or you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok to see what we're up to at Two Asian Blokes. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Pretty Netflix-heavy episode, this one, but we got some more theatrical releases coming up soon. Stay tuned for some Christmas content as well. We'll be playing some video games. Check out our YouTube channel for our current Let's Play of Silent Hill F. We'll be finishing that during Christmas, which is soon. Mm-hmm. Yay.
Yes, I better actually release that episode. It's edited. I just haven't uploaded it yet.
Yeah,
so
should do that.
Anyway,
All right, let's
do
go
that.
do that now. We'll catch you later, guys.
all right. See you later, guys.